This is not some soulless factory. This is long, quiet days with the Father. This is obedience. This is cold, early mornings, tired, rough hands, and hot summer days. This is quality before quantity. This is where you're not just a customer, you're a client. I don't just work for you, but with you. This is where your ideas come to life. I am Joshua Watts. I love what I do and that I'm able to use my skills to serve our Father and you. I look forward to working with you. This is Joshua Watts Leathercomb.
This is an historic moment. We have in this past year made great progress in ending the long era of conflict and Cold War. We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Nothing less than a new world order. This is the pledge of the world's most powerful leaders, representing 90% of the global economy. Thursday's G20 summit, they say, has changed the rules of the game.
People dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it.
I appeared before the Congressional Committee to tell what I knew of activities which might lead to an attempt to set up a fascist dictatorship.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it. And he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
The secret organizations of the world power elite are no longer secret.
It's known as the Bilderberg Group. Could their objective be world domination?
Declaring war on the New World Order. TruthRadioShow.com. And that's right, we are declaring war on the New World Order. So welcome everybody to Breaking New World Order, news, prophecy, spiritual warfare, and more. We got a lot to talk about tonight again. And welcome to episode 15 of this broadcast here. So 15 episodes of the Breaking New World Order. It's awesome stuff. And this show was inspired by NYC TV's John Pounder's show, Breaking Babylon. So I thought it'd be cool to do a Breaking New World Order. Babylon, New World Order is the same thing. And to get news out there and everything else. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, I want to welcome everybody in the chat room. Thank you, Harold McCain, for moderating the chat. And thank you, everybody in the chat. Jared, Emily, Jamie, Lariva, Bill O'Connor, what's up, man? Water Offer, and Marlene, and everybody else joining the chat. Thank you guys so much. So this is a live broadcast. This is the last day of the month of May. And the reason why I'm pointing this out for, because starting tomorrow, we're going to be indoctrinated for 30 days. That's right. The next 30 days, I think it's 30 days in June, whatever the case. But yeah, the next 30, let me double check that. The next 30 days, okay, we are going to be, yes, 30 days. We are going to be heavily mass indoctrinated. The restaurants, TV, newspapers, radio, everywhere you look, schools too, unfortunately. Yeah, and what is coming up is Pride Month. Now, what does the Bible say about pride? We're not supposed to have pride, but regardless, okay, we got this thing coming up called Pride Month, right? And I'm all here to tell you people, right? Here's the thing, right? And I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it, all right? So it doesn't matter what your sexuality is, okay? That's your business, okay? Your business between God, you and God, right? What you do in your bedroom, your house, I don't want to know. I don't want to know, trust me, okay? And I'm sure the whole world, I know most of America does not want to know. Most of the world don't even care, all right? But when the problem lies, okay, nobody cared. Nobody did. But here's where the problem came, all right? It's when they started, all right, we're going to have some parades going on, right? All right, whatever, all right? So not only that, the parades weren't enough, all right? So now we're going to filter this stuff into the schools, to the children. We're going to tell each little kids you could cut your wieners off, okay? You could attach one onto you if you want one. You could take puberty blockers, all right? When you go to the libraries, you got drag queens reading to kids with their junk hanging out, right? So that's where the problem lies. When they start pushing this stuff on the kids cartoons, it's not enough. The movies now, the cartoons, everything else, books now, perverted books being in schools right here in Rhode Island too, and the schools' libraries, showing exactly how to give detailed like pictures and everything. The cartoons are how to give fellatio and all the whole 9 yards. Right? And this is where the problem lies. And this is where America's getting pissed. And it's not even that's an understatement. If you check all the forums, all the chat rooms, right, people are fed up with it. But yeah, okay, yeah. Do they got a right to voice out and all that and do their private stuff? Yeah, it's the First Amendment, absolutely. But they don't have a right to do this to children, to publicly indoctrinate children. Now, that's where the problem comes in here, right? And so here's the thing, right? They want you to respect their First Amendment, right? They do. But dare you, all right? Dare you say anything about it, right? Or have your own rally or something that has nothing to do with them. They'll come to your rally, physically attack you, claim that you have no right to do that. You know, the hypocrites. Do as they say, not as they do. That's how they are. So there's a lot of people come up in the month of July to say we're going to have a straight Pride Month. That we're proud to be heterosexual, right? And these people get viciously attacked by Antifa, Black Lives Matter, these LGBTQ, PRSTUV activists and everything. Yeah, but you're not supposed to go to their rallies. How dare you go to their rallies, but they can come to yours, cause destruction. Half the police don't even do nothing about it. The politicians don't care. But you go to theirs, you'll be getting visited by the FBI and everything else as some kind of a terrorist or a bigot. But America is fighting back. I mean, I don't know if you all could see. We're going to show you today how boycotts really work. And people say, it's a waste of time. No, boycotts are not a waste of time. And we're going to show you living proof here today that boycotts are not a waste of time. Because here's the thing. These elites, right, when they start losing money, all right, that's money is the root of their source, basically. The root of their power, so to speak, right? When they start losing money and all that, yeah, all right, that's when they stop paying attention. So these people, I don't know what the hell they are. You know what I mean? Whatever sex they want to call themselves, whatever. They become these PR people for the companies, whatever, like Target, whatever the case, right? They decide we're going to put a line of clothing out, right? That's going to teach little babies like a little bikini for a baby, a boy, that you could tuck his penis into so it doesn't show. To make it look like he has a vagina, right? Yeah, there's something mentally ill about that. You need some psychiatric help, and you need something else too. And I'll shut up because of YouTube here. So we're gonna go. We're gonna push the envelope today in the show. I should have done this on Rumble. I apologize, but I think we're gonna push the envelope today because this is sickening, right? So anyway, I want to thank ShakeandWakeRadio.com and BeforeIt'sNews.com for carrying the show. And also, tonight's show is brought to you by WattsLeather.com, where your custom leather project becomes a reality. WattsLeather.com. And so we're going to get into some stuff today. We've got some gun news and all that stuff to talk about, too. Chicago, 48. Right, now check this out, right? You got all these people preaching gun control, right? Chicago, right, is one of the biggest cities, the strictest gun control in the country. Then Baltimore, Los Angeles, D.C., right? Strictest gun control in the country, right? So you would think gun control would stop crime, right? You know, 48 people this weekend were shot by armed thugs and robbers. 48 people. And yeah, it was a mass shooting the other day in Florida. It wasn't really a mass shooting, but the media made a big deal about that, right? A few people got shot. What happens in Chicago from this point out, right, throughout the entire summer, right, Chicago every weekend makes any mass shooting that's occurred, even the school shootings, look like a walk in the park. And that's not even joking. And D.C. and everything else. But they won't talk about it. Why? You don't see this in the news and the liberal media because they'll have to admit that gun control is the cause of this. When innocent people can't defend themselves, criminals are going to run rampant. Who's going to stop them? The cops can't stop them. And the cops that do try to stop them, they get in trouble by the criminal politicians and the DAs that let them go, or whatever the case. It's sickening. So we're going to get into all this stuff, and we got some videos, too, on UFOs and everything. And also, we got an awesome show coming up Friday. It's going to be awesome. I got the link here. I'm going to put in the chat room real quick here. So if you guys want us to, you guys see it on the channel anyway. So it's Demon in the Machine, AI, that's artificial intelligence, and the Beast system. That's Friday live, 10 p.m. Eastern. Me and Trey Harris and Brian, so we're bringing Trey back on for the third show in a row. It's awesome. So we decided to actually do this show a couple weeks ago. So a good AI show, exposing the stuff. So me, Brian Reese, we're bringing Trey Harris on for the third week in a row. It's going to be exciting. So we're going to have this little panel here discussing AI. And can a demon, big question, can a demon possess a machine or get, like these, whatever they are, these cyborgs, whatever you want to call them, right? There's AI, artificial intelligence. And we're going to prove that they can. And this is all spiritual warfare. This is also predicted in Scripture. And could this very well be the Daniel prophecy, talking about how miry clay and iron doesn't mix, and the seeds and men and all that stuff? Yeah, we're going to get into all that. And we're going to really break this down Friday night. Me, Trey, and Brian. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. So, I want to thank Brian Reese. He came up with the awesome thumbnail. So, we'll show you guys that in a second here. Let me put that in the... Hang on 1 second, guys. Apologize. Starting to sound like Brian. I like busting Brian up. But, that's the show there. Demon in the Machine, AI, and the Beast System. It's right on this channel that you're watching right now. If you're on the YouTube channel, this is going to be broadcasted over on Rumble later tonight. So if you're watching this on Rumble later tonight, guys, we'll put the link in the description. So, So let's get into some news. So anyway, let's start off with the wokeness. And, the woke. We should just call this woke media. Woke bloke, exposed, So anyway, Anheuser-Busch, right? We all know that, when they put that, whatever that demon on the can, right? So the drag queen there. Anheuser-Busch follows Coke in bold new move for marketing change. So now Budweiser, and you can literally go to stores, the liquor stores, package stores, whatever they call them in your state. It's kind of weird too, like here in Rhode Island we call them liquor stores, right? And Connecticut and other places they call them package stores. And they get different names throughout the country for the same thing. It's kind of weird. Shows you the diversity here in America. It really is. When you call something one thing here, it's whatever the case, but in another state. But anyway, so Budweiser took a big spill in the stock market. I'm not talking about a little splash. I'm talking about a big splash. All right, in the stock market, they really crumbled them. So now they're desperate, all right? They want to win back the mega people, the Make America Great people, whatever the case, the right, okay? And it's not just the right, too, because I don't know why they do that, because many Democrats couldn't stand this stuff either. So it's not just a Republican thing. And I'm an independent, so I couldn't stand it either. So regardless. So at Budweiser, right, they're following Coke in a bold new move. So in recent weeks, Anheuser-Busch's Bud Light reported struggling to deal with public outcry over social media advertising campaign and sponsorship of the transgender personality Dylan Mulvaney. So the Bud Light, the company's brand, has been leading the U.S. beer sales for years, and it found itself at the center of controversy as of May 6th. Its sales had fallen for the 5th consecutive week. So nobody's buying it. And you go to the stores, they're actually giving entire cases of Bud Light away. And I was going to actually go to one of these stores because here's the thing, right? I would love to get some of these Bud Light cans. And if anybody goes shooting, right, if you have the outdoor range, whatever the case, it's cool, right? You get the, nothing better than to see that, you shoot the can and the thing explodes. Soon even the 22 bullet will make it explode. It's awesome. So if you want to get Bud Light, I would say it's great for ammunition to have some fun on the range. But yeah, they're giving this stuff away. And bar rooms are like literally giving it away because they got to sell it. They got to move it because it expires. There's some Walmarts that we showed last week that were giving full cases of Bud for free, or $2 or something like that, right? Anyway, now Anheuser-Busch is discontinuing its Babe wine and Highball Energy brands. The company sent a letter to wholesalers and wants a better focus on simply for growth. Well, no kidding. So it's moved to focus on a company calls its mega brands. Okay, I thought I said MAGA. I'm sorry, mega brands, the letter said. So as we take focus on a new portfolio assortment and prioritize investments and executive behind key brands that will drive long-term growth. Here's the thing. They're trying to come up with other brands. At first I thought I said MAGA, whatever the case, but Make America Great. No, it's mega brands. So they're trying to come up with other brands and all that stuff to sway away from the spotlight, so to speak, right? So people still buy the products, right? But the thing is, what can he do? And people let me know in the chat. What do you think Budweiser could do right now? If you were a salesman at Budweiser, anybody in the chat there, what would you do to win people back to Budweiser? If I became some kind of advertising campaign person for Budweiser, the first thing I would do, okay, I would make a public statement, right, apology, that we're not to promote any kind of sexuality at all. Gay, straight, lesbian, doesn't matter, right? We are here to sell beer or sell a product. We're not here to push a political agenda. We support our country, and I would make it about that. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? At first, Budweiser, right? And I know a lot of people don't drink beer, but Budweiser was like the all-American brand. You know what I mean? It always stood with Americana. You know, beer, barbecue, ball games, stuff like that. That's what it was about. Then when these people started going woke, because, and here's the thing, why do these companies bend to these people? Why? Because you got the woke mafia on you? Why are you afraid of them? Why are you even intimidated by them? They're a small amount of people. And you could clearly see the results of that. Because of the media, right? The media that makes them look like gigantic, right? But in reality, nobody can stand the stuff. And a boycott is literally destroying Budweiser. So when are these people going to learn? We don't care about sexuality, okay? If we want a beer, we want a beer, right? If we want to go to Walmart, we'll go to Walmart, whatever, wherever the hell, right? We go to a ball game or whatever. We don't care about your sexuality. Like Chick-fil-A, we got that coming up here too. I want to go there to get a chicken sandwich. I don't want damn rainbows on my wrappings. Or a rainbow-colored burger. Sickening, man. You know, it really is. I don't care about that stuff, okay? And my kids should not be subjugated to that kind of stuff. Daddy, what's this mean? Oh, now I got to sit there and tell them. There's a bunch of lunatics running out there that think there's something else that they're not. And other things, too. You know what I mean? I wish I was on Rumble right now because I would say a mouthful and a half. So, LGBT groups send bomb threats to Target stores in multiple states. Why? As you all know, Target was pushing what? They were pushing all these clothes, right? Little clothes for kids and everything, too. To tuck your wieners in, all right? Tuck-friendly swimsuits, right? And they're saying if you don't buy it, you're a bigot. This is where it was a Target boycotts literally terrorism economics professor claims. So this soy boy right here, this professor, is telling people because of the big boycott going on, that's destroying Budweiser, now destroying Target, right? So he says you will buy tuck-friendly swimsuits, bigot. And he's literally saying you are a terrorist and a bigot because you don't agree with this stuff. And guys, I know a lot of you, strong with the faith, and I am too. But I'm going to do this, okay? And this is a message to all you woke people out there, right there. Seriously. And I apologize about the obscene gesture, but seriously, I'd rather do that than say something else. You know what I mean? I got to bite my tongue because these people really piss me off to no end. And I'm justified to say that because when it comes to kids, what do you think Jesus is going to do to these people? He's not going to be like, we're going to, be kind to these people. We're going to show them love, like they like to say, like they like to twist the Bible, right? No, these animals, these demonic scumbags, are going to pay a massive price before the Lord. Jesus makes that very clear when he talks about the millstone verse. Yeah, that's that's quite clear, okay? Because drowning is most people fear drowning, of dying. You know what I mean? So he makes it very clear. In other words, it'd be rather better for you to face your most horrific death, something you're most terrified of, than have to face the Father for misleading these kids. And when it comes to kids, nothing gets me angrier. Nothing at all. When it comes to kids being killed from abortion, harmed with this sick, disgusting stuff. So I want to apologize ahead of time, apologize for the language and everything else. But I'm just a human. Much as I love the Lord, and every night, trust me, when I got to confess my sins, and a lot lately because of this stuff. But I'm not perfect, okay? And I know I get criticized by people. Oh, Dan uses obscene language. Well, yeah. And if you say you don't, you're a liar. And because in your head you're thinking it, it's the same thing. But I'm not justifying anything. I'm just saying, I'm just a human being. I got emotions myself, you know what I mean? And it lashes out. I get the Holy Spirit in me lashing out. It's not the Holy Spirit swearing. I'm not saying that. But I get this righteous anger in me, and that's how I react to it. And it's not an excuse, but that's how it is, I shouldn't even have to explain that. Because if anybody out there that says that they don't swear or think of swearing in their head, you're a liar. And again, it's not justifying it, you know what I mean? So... LGBT groups send bomb threats because here's what happened, right? Target decided, because they didn't want to end up like Bud Light, right? They decided to pull all this disgusting clothing off the line, right? They pulled it from the stores, right? So the LGBT got their panties in a bunch. What do they want, that Target symbol rainbow now? Yeah. So anyway, they got their panties in a bunch. So staff and customers at several Target locations evacuated Friday after bomb threats were made at select stores across the country as controversy continues to grow the company's LGBTQ plus merchandise. So they issued bomb threats, long story short with this. And long story short, they pulled the clothing line. So it says Target is full of cowards who turned their back on the LGBT community and decided to cater to the homophobic right-wing redneck bigots who protested and vandalized the store. First of all, none of the right-wingers, whatever, nobody vandalizes the store, okay? We're not like you people. We don't go burn the cities down and attack people because we disagree with you. Unlike you animals who think it's reparations to go out there and steal stuff. No, nobody vandalized the stores. They protested. That's it, peacefully. But this is them, and we won't stand idly by as the far right continues to hunt us down. So these cowards are out there making bomb threats. So we're so sorry. Oh, yeah, and if you want to call me a bigot, yeah, I'll write it on my chest. How's that? Or how about that? Right on my forehead to make you happy, right? Yeah, I don't like you people touching kids, okay? I don't like you people indoctrinating kids. You want to be gay, you want to be transgender, keep it in your bedroom. Nobody has a problem with that. Leave our kids the hell alone. They don't need to see that. Heck, they don't even need to see a man and woman going at it on the beach. Let alone a man and a man, a girl and a girl, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or some people with dogs, I don't want to get to that. But yeah, nobody needs to see that crap. Nobody cares. But you want to make it a point to rub it down our throats everywhere we go. And starting tomorrow, this is going to happen all over the country. So these cowards issue bomb threats in several locations. And thankfully, nothing happened. You know what I mean? So then again, this professor comes out, and he's like, an economics professor on MSNBC claimed that the boycott against Target is a response to its LGBT campaign for kids are literally terrorism. Oh, look. First of all, he's admitting, it is a campaign for kids. Okay, and if nobody could not see this, okay, this is demonic, guys. Demonic to the core, all right? This stuff started popping off when they started putting the Baphomet statues everywhere. That's when it really started taking off, right? Bringing these heathen demonic energies. They target children. They hate children. They're going to spare. And the thing is, every time they reach to one of these children are pure before the Lord. Pure, innocent, and everything else. And if they could corrupt these children at a young age, genetically, sexually, and spiritually, emotionally, and all that, they know it's their way of fighting back against the Father. These people are demons, guys. Nothing less than demons. And it says, literally, no, it's terrorism. You people doing this to kids, that's terrorism. But they turn it around as we're the bad guys. That's right. If you don't like them doing this to kids, you are a bigot. All right, right on my forehead, because I stand guilty and proud of that. How's that sound? And it was University of Michigan economics professor Justin Wolfers joined the 11th hour Monday claiming that boycotts against Target's woke products are a form of terrorism.
When Target caves into this, then it says that the moment you threaten the employees of even a very large corporation, you get to control its policies. This is economic terrorism, literally terrorism. Good. Creating fear among the workers and forcing the corporations to sell the things you want and not sell the things you don't. So,
whoa. Speaking of economic, you people go destroy half the country when you don't get your way. Speaking about terrorism, yeah. Oh man, I would love to smack the glasses right off his stupid face. I would love to. I would take pleasure in doing that. What a moron! Like seriously, what a moron would say this stuff. Economic terrorism. So we're supposed to bow to your crap. Man, it just really ticks me off, man. So let me check the chat room, because I guess you guys question earlier. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And what's up, Joanne? What's up, Jesus Owns Me, Lester, and Sam, and everybody else joining the show, Cookie Lady, and Jared, what's up, brother? Michael Butler, Lariva, Boshan, Sam. What's going on, guys? So just want to say hi to you all. So, man, this is sickening, man. Now, Kohl's joins the fray here. Latest retailer facing boycotts calls for selling Pride onesies for babies. Time for a Bud Lighting. That's awesome. I like that. Time for a Bud Lighting. And here's the proof right here. These articles right here. Proof that boycotts work. Because now it's getting all the LGBT people, Q people, all the panties in a bunch, right? Sickening thought to even think of that, but yeah. And yeah, you want to do this to kids? People are pissed about it. And I'm going to say just like that. They're pissed. As a parent, as an American person, as a person of God, I am utterly ripped off, okay? And that's an understatement. And the stuff that they sell for kids is just sickening, man. It really is. And let me see if I can find onesies for kids. You gotta be some side. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you gotta be some demented, demonic. I gotta watch what I say, guys. I apologize, but so Kohl's is latest big retailer facing calls for boycott after shoppers found gay pride gear for babies. Some call it's time for a Bud Lighting. Yeah, and yeah, they're saying boycott Kohl's hashtag. And yeah, commentators are posting selling a Pride onesie for 3-month-old kids. And I'm telling you, any parent that buys that, and I hope you're listening, any parent that buys this garbage for your kids, okay, yeah, you deserve, I don't care if you're a woman or not, you deserve one of these right through the face. Through the face, not in the face, through it. All right, you deserve that. Because the mental, spiritual, and physical harm you're putting upon your children. Those poor kids got to grow up with that insanity. Sick people, man. Yeah, look at that. In case you need clothes for your gay or trans 3-month-old baby. Yes, this is real. They're saying, we're selling clothes for gay and transgender 3-month-old babies that can't even talk yet. Yeah, if nobody sees a problem with this, you got some serious problems. Serious problems. And they call it hate speech. Oh, damn, Bidondi's got hate speech because you don't agree. Oh, yeah, damn right I don't agree with it. Call it hate speech all you want, I don't care. I could care less about the woke mafia. I'm not going to bow to you people. I'll kick you right in the face. That's what I would do. You know, that's what any real American would do. Or a person. I know we got a worldwide audience here, but that's what any person that has morals and decency would. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen 50 years ago? If they were doing this stuff, those people would be like going to the hospital. But today, half the country, we got a bunch of pansies for men. You know, nobody does nothing about it. Yeah. Unreal. So it's not just Kohl's too now. Now North Face, right? It's a clothing brand. Risk Bud Light style boycott over Summer of Pride. Ad featuring drag queen Patagonia telling customers to come out in nature. As customers ask, what's this got to do with the outdoors? So North Face is, they sell a lot of outdoor clothing. You know, the big winter jackets for mountain climbing and stuff like that, right? A lot of outdoor stuff, like tents and all that stuff, right? Stuff that you would go camping or hiking with, right? So North Face is standing by the campaign, nature is for everyone. Conservatives were quick to boycott the brand. You just lost a customer. And now, you watch their stocks, and they laugh at you every single time you say something like that, right? We're going to boycott you. You get all the lefties laughing at you, right? Oh, nothing's happened. You know, it's no such thing as woke going broke. Really? Yeah, look at the stocks of Disney. Look at Budweiser and all this stuff, right? And you'll see in a couple weeks from now, when new reports come out, that the stocks are fell. So now Walmart is under fire over drag queen pride books. And we're going to get to that in a second here. That's next. But, yes, it's disgusting. And this is the ad right here. Imagine your kid seeing this. It looks like a damn demon, man. I don't even want to watch it.
Meet Ben. He's a senior manager at Extreme.
Yeah, look at that. What in a real life homosexual? Wow. Yeah, this is how's this allowed on TV? How? Let's wait for this darn ad to get over.
It's me, Patagonia, a real-life homosexual. And today I'm here with the North Face. We are here to invite you to come out in nature with us. Wow, this is nice. We like to call this little tour the Summer of Pride. This tour has everything. Hiking, community, art, lesbians making art.
I can't watch this. Yeah, this is sickening. Imagine that, just turning the TV on. This pops on TV. Yeah, because it is on TV. And if you were to say you were in a coma for 10 years, you woke up today, you'd be like, what in the hell is this? Is this tabloid stuff? You would think so, right? Yeah. Unbelievable. And we're supposed to put up with this? We're not supposed to say something? I'm not going to play the whole commercial. You guys want to see it, go to the website there, because I'm just like disgusted. I just want to punch this guy right through the TV. What has this got to do with outdoor stuff? Why can't we just go buy outdoor stuff without getting sexuality rubbed down our throats? Why? The company, Summer of Pride, was released. Yeah, you guys boycott them. And yeah, wait till you see the stocks go down. Imagine seeing this freak in the middle of the woods. Oops, sorry, my rifle went off. Don't know what happened. The bow, it went off by itself. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Oops. Yep. Or the bear's eating them. All right. No, didn't see nothing. Yeah. Look at this. This is pure disgusting. And I'm sure people watching this right now, some people say, oh, what a racist bigot this guy is, Dan Bidondi. What a bigot he is. How dare he say this stuff? How dare you people put this on kids like this? Or the public? We don't want your crap, okay? We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to know about it. If you want to run around the woods like a retard like this, yeah, that's your right to do that by yourself. But don't inspire other people to do that, and push this on the kids. And the thing is, it doesn't stop there. If you don't, like I said earlier, if you don't agree with it, you're a bigot. They attack you. They'll go to a company and say, hey, could you push out a line of clothing And a company be like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of controversial. It's not a good idea. Plus, there's nothing to do with what we do here. We don't want to push political things. Then they'll put pressure on the company. They'll start calling everybody, and they'll get a bunch of phone calls and newspapers asking them why they're being bigots and all that, when they just said we don't want to get involved with this stuff. It's not like that. It's like you have to get involved or you're a bigot, plain and simple. You don't even have to voice an opinion. Just because you don't want to do it or don't agree with it, you're a bigot. That's how the woke mafia works. But again, if I was a company, I'd be like, you know what, do what you got to do. That's what I would say. Because obviously your campaigns don't work, okay? And they try to, here's the thing too, if you disagree with them, they'll try to boycott you. Go ahead. It's not going to hurt me. Look what Chick-fil-A did, when they boycotted the whole gay sexual marriage thing. You think, the woke mafia went after them bad. What happened to them? Oh, boycott Chick-fil-A. What happened to them? Oh, no. Chick-fil-A got twice as much business. Twice as much business. But yeah, but now Chick-fil-A is kind of going soft. We're going to get to that in a minute. So yeah, they're going the opposite way now. And now Walmart gets a Bud Light treatment over drag queen pride books as outraged customers vow to take it down next after boycotting Target and North Face. So Walmart is stocking up some pride items to less prominent in Target. Outraged customers are demanding boycott of all stores that promote it. Look at that. For kids, a kid's book. A kid's book. This book targets ages 4 to 8 years old. Now, if this was an adult book, right? I don't agree with the book, right? Whatever. It's for the adult book, whatever. Nobody's going to care. But when you target kids, again, men dressed in dresses, yeah. Swish, 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 yeah. Know what's going to happen to you? You're going to go burn, burn, burn. That's what's going to happen to you when you meet the father for misleading kids. That's what's going to happen. Look at this crap right here. Celebration of Pride ice cream. Oh. Well, they got hormone blockers in the ice cream? I wouldn't even doubt it. I should shut up because I don't want to give them ideas. This stuff, yeah. And the parents will buy it. Some of the parents will buy it. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, because I'm a perverted, SOB, so I'll buy my kids this stuff. That's how they are. Yeah, sickening, man. So drag queen Patty Gornick says, come out with, this is North Face, I'm sorry, it's another article here about that. So now we're saying Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A's DEI leader sparks calls for boycott. And it's diversity, equity, inclusion. That's what DEI stands for. So news of Chick-fil-A having the vice president of diversity, equality, and inclusion, that's a DEI, has some conservative groups calling for a boycott. So the fast food giant has been a favorite among many years due to the part of the religious roots and sporadic financial support of anti-LGBTQ organizations. And when they opposed the gay marriage stuff, right? Remember? And like I said, they tried to boycott them. And their sales went through the roof, right? Because they were standing up for something that's right and standing against this evil stuff. So now, but a previous announcement of Eric McReynolds, the vice president of DEI now, who has been with the company DEI segment since 2020, has a claiming the company has gone woke. It's unclear why the news of Chick-fil-A's previously DEI initiatives took off the social media Tuesday throughout the possibility of a viral post. So basically what they're trying to do is they can include actions like hiring more diverse employees, making pay more equal, and including training for non-minority employees and support the minority colleagues' instance. And principles have criticized by many conservatives in years. So DEI that basically says like, all right, if you're a legal alien, yeah, come on in, we'll give you a job. Yeah, I mean, like, we'll give you a job over an American citizen because it's diversity and equity. Or you're a person of color or something. And, they create this racism stuff with this, too. And the company's cited several groups it says supported, including Women in Business, the Black Employee Resource Group. So they're going to make Chick-fil-A go woke. While some respondents said that they hoped Chick-fil-A would stand by the Christian values, other questions why its principles were being considered anti-ethical to Christian values. So, which means, they're gonna, if this goes through, then I don't know if Chick-fil-A, honestly, to tell you, I don't think they're gonna go through with this because they know better. But I think Chick-fil-A should drop this DEI vice president quick. So Chick-fil-A sparks anti-woke outrage for VP of Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion post. So people already voicing out to Chick-fil-A and say, listen, we're the ones who gave you the sales and all that stuff. And you got to end up like Bud Light, Target, and Kohl's if you don't knock your crap off. So Chick-fil-A hasn't really done this yet. They were talking about it, the DEI vice president. So you guys, like, if you're active, guys, I would write or send an email or whatever the case to the Chick-fil-A Corporation and tell them keep this crap out of the restaurants. We want to go there and buy chicken sandwiches, okay? We don't want to go there and get racism shoved down our throats and get called a racist because you're a white person. We don't want to go there and get called a bigot because we don't like gay little rainbows on our wrappers. McDonald's is doing that and all that, and I don't go to those places anyway. But if I went to a burger place and they give me a wrap, I'm going to throw the thing right back at them. Go, wrap that burger up with something real. Something normal. I don't want that crap at all. To me, it's cursed, if you ask me. Sickening, really is. So check this out, right? Now, Italy, trans-identified male arrested after stripping in front of a school, threatening people with HIV. Now, right, you would think people would be outraged, which they are, right? But the left, no. I was watching the comments. I'm on Twitter, right? People were saying the cops abused this guy. They had no right to do that. He wasn't causing harm to nobody. Because the cops handed him a beating. And I would have done the same thing. Cop or not. I would have, if that guy's out there in front of a school showing his penis and threatening to give everybody HIV there, I'm going to give that guy a beating. No, even not. I'm not a cop, but I still would if I caught somebody doing that. You kidding me? That guy would be getting a nice punch right through the face. That's what would be happening. Especially if it was for my kid's school, and I was, oh man, I would say you're better off with the police coming because if I go after you, man, I'm gonna rip you to shreds. But I'll be called a racist, a bigot, whatever the case, But 4 police officers subdued a trans-identified male this week after allegedly exhibiting and distributing outbursts in front of the public schools in Milan, Italy. Trans activists are now calling for the arrest of... Trans activists are now calling the arrest, right? They're calling it transphobic. The cops are transphobic because they subdued this guy for showing his penis around the school. And claiming police officers use undue force on an unarmed trans woman. No, it's a man. It's not a woman. But the incidents occurred on Wednesday morning just after children entered the the school. I can't pronounce that, but the primary school. And a trans-identified male who is reported to the Brazilian National reported exposed genitals in front of children as they filed in for class. And a man whose identity has not been confirmed is reported to be without Italian residency. So he's not even a resident of Italy there. Then he began shouting obscenities at the people in front of the school, saying he's going to affect everybody with his blood, that he was HIV positive. So check out the video. Sorry, that noise is annoying there. Now, normally if cops did that, whatever, people would be outraged, right? Yeah. And you got to understand these cops, all right? Yeah. Imagine, imagine, right? Just maybe that cop, right? His son or his daughter goes to that school. Imagine you're a police officer, right? We'll put this in your perspective, right? You're a police officer, right? Your son or daughter, your kids go to the school, right? And you got some jerk out there, some perverted pedophile out there flashing his penis to them and claiming they're going to infect them with AIDS. Yeah, I would beat the snot of them too. And this is 100% justified in my eyes. People could disagree with me, that's fine. But this is 100% justified. That would have been the least that would have happened to him if that was me. And I'm not the toughest guy in the world, I'm not. But that I would have ripped him to shreds. Even John Pounders, me and John Pounders talked about this from Nice TV. John said he would have choked him out, like a chicken. Yeah, he would have choked him right out. That's what John would have done. And I can speak for him because he told me that, you know what I mean? And yeah, and oh man, I would obliterate this guy. So yeah, and I'm sure those cops look pissed. They really do, and they're rightfully so. Because I'm sure that kids probably go to that school, somebody they know that goes to that school. And regardless if they didn't, you're doing that in front of kids, you deserve to get your butt beat. You deserve it. You deserve to get your butt beat. What do you think would happen 50 years ago, 100 years ago? That guy wouldn't be walking, that's for sure. The real men in this country would have done him good. Now you got a bunch of people standing around with video cameras, and it's so pathetic. You watch these videos all over the place, right? A woman's getting slugged by a thug, right? Just pounding her, right? You got like 15 grown men on the train, right? Sitting there like this. Because the guy's like, oh yeah, who's going to do something? Who's going to do something? Smacking the girl around, right? And you got one person sneaking the video, right? And all the guys got their heads down. I'm like, what are you, a bunch of cowards? Even if the guy beat my butt, I'm not going to sit there and let him do that. I'm going to put that guy through the window. That's what I'm going to do. Or at least try to do that. I'm going to do something to save that girl. Bunch of cowards, man. And New York's big with that. Bunch of pansy cowards that do that. Oh, I don't want, it's none of my business. What if that was your mother? What if that was your sister or something? That'd be your business, right? Yeah. Because they don't know no boundaries. They'll go attack innocent elderly and everything else. Yeah. Unreal, man. So what do you guys think on this one? Is this justified by the police? Be honest. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. You don't. And but do you think this is justified by the police? Again, a guy flashing his ding-dong in front of kids, threatening everybody at the school he's going to infect them with AIDS. And of course, the leftists will be like, oh, you're all bigots. You're all bigots, and these cops should be arrested. They had no reason to go beat them up. Well, yeah. That's at least, yeah, that's nothing compared to what I would have done to that guy. Deborah, Victoria, imagine what would happen in an African country. Yeah. Thanks, Joanne. I got you back then. They would be dead. Yeah, exactly. And most countries, too. Talk about Russia. Yeah. I know people criticize Russia. They don't. And Putin's not perfect. I'm not making him as a saint at all. All right? But do you realize what would happen to that guy in Russia? Yeah, see all this woke, transgender stuff going on over there? Right? They don't tolerate that in Russia. They don't. You'll have a mob of men coming after you and teaching you a lesson, a hard-fought lesson at that. They don't put up with any pedophile stuff against kids. Again, they're not a perfect country, no, but when it comes to family values, they stick to the core. Remember the Olympics were in Russia? And the LGBTQ wanted part of that. Putin literally told him, no, we don't want your polluted crap infecting our kids. He said it right out like that. And he made that straight flag pride. It's that blue flag with the traditional family in it. He's the one that created that. And, of course, it burned their butts, you know what I mean? And but, yeah, they don't put up with that stuff in Russia. But, when you hear about Russia in the media, you think they're a bunch of bad guys. And there's a lot of good values in Russia. They hold to their family traditions. They might not be perfect in other things, guys, but you know what? When it comes to family values, traditional family values, they hold stronger than any other country. And this guy right here, okay, that if you've seen the show Police, the cops, they go from city to city, the reality show. Years ago, they did a couple weeks in Russia. You think these cops are bad? The cops would put you in a hospital first before you went to jail. This guy would have been obliterated in Russia. And if anybody says, "Oh, you guys are too rough on him," "Oh, really? All right, come here." Bam, you too. Unreal, man. So a teacher threatens students, "You'll be dealt with severity if you reject LGBT ideology, leaving parents furious." What happened in the article? All right, so I don't know what happened in the article here. Hang on a second, guys. There's only like a small piece of the article. This teacher literally threatened people, if you don't cooperate with the LGBT stuff in school, you're going to be dealt with. Right here, teacher threatens students, "You'll be dealt with severity if you reject the LGBTQ ideology, leaving parents furious." Imagine your kid coming home and telling you that. A teacher threatened me because I don't want to go with the LGBT stuff. The school already promoted the LGBT rights, right? Parents at South London School raised a formal complaint against a teacher who told their students they would be punished for rejecting the LGBT ideology. The station is Crown Woods Academy in London already had several LGBT promoting events, and students were introduced to the flag and the badges in support of the allegiance to the LGBTQ community. Imagine that. Yeah, look at that soy boy right there in the pink shirt, the teacher. He's probably got all horned up right now. Oh, look at these kids. Oh, yeah. Licking his lips and all that. These people are perverted scum demons. That's what they are. And he's standing there like, oh man, I like to go clothesline him right off that flute. Yeah, sorry to talk all violent, guys. I just get so angry when it comes to stuff. And that's what a man would do. A real man would punch this guy through ways to Sunday. That's what a real man would do. And don't think for 1 minute the apostles wouldn't do something like that. Peter or Paul, right? Imagine if Peter Paul walked across some guy doing anything like that to a kid. Yeah. I think Peter took a sword out and made mincemeat out of him. And what do you think Jesus is going to do to these people when he comes back? He's not going to be like all politically correct now. "Oh, it's okay. I love you." Yeah, he loves everybody, yes, but yeah, you got to fry. That's what's going to happen. And look at that sign over there, too. That's sickening. See the little kid right next to the guy with the pink shirt? Look at the sign that shows the baby. What the heck what is that? I'm trying to get a zoom on this shot there. So something beer this. Wow. So they're promoting abortion. Love wins. That's not love. That's pedophilia. They got all the kids involved with this stuff, and they think it's so cool. Yeah, I'm glad my son goes to a conservative school because if this went on my son's school, yeah, I'd be going there raging. He'd be out of that school in a second. If I had my way, I'd homeschool him, but there's, I won't even get to that. But this teacher said you'll be severe consequences if you go against the agenda. Sick pedophiles, man. And Piers Morgan clashes with trans activists over trans athletes, states that they're demolishing women. Well, they are. I never agreed with Piers Morgan, all right? This guy is always calling for gun control and everything else, but you know what? I have to agree with him here. Because he's 100% right. This transgender athlete thing is against, and we've been over this a million times on the show. When a guy dressed as a girl says, hey, I'm going to compete on the women's team and wins the gold medal, first place and all that, that's a smack in the face to all the women out there. And growing up in sports and everything else, I train women and martial arts. I train women in wrestling and weightlifting and everything else, right? And you see these women, right? And it doesn't matter if it's basketball or whatever, right? They work their butts off. And I see how hard they worked. They want to become a state champion by the time they're a senior, right? They want to be at the top of the game. Or they want to make the Olympics for the pro team, right? What if all these wannabes, right, decide that they want to be women, right? Join these women's teams, and all of a sudden they're taking first, second, third, fourth place and completely knocking out any biological woman out of the run-ins for a medal or a scholarship or a chance to go to the Olympics and stuff. Imagine that. It was that swimmer, I forgot that swimmer's name. He was number 500 in the country, the NCAA. The 500th in the country, right? He wasn't good. Joins the women's team, right? Claims to be a transgender, right? And he won the national championship. So that woman who came in second, right? She worked through junior high, high school, her whole academic career when she got into college to be the national champion, right? Just to be snuffed out by a coward because he couldn't compete with other men. So he decided, I'm going to be a woman now. How's that fair? It's not. And Piers Morgan's got a real good case on that. You know what I mean? And we talked about this a million times, and we're going to move on because of the time here. And so Kershaw details objections to Dodgers' plan to honor controversial LGBTQ group. So again, now they can't leave it out of baseball.
We're hearing from Clayton Kershaw after the Dodgers' controversial decision to honor a group at the team's Pride Night. The Dodgers are also hosting a Christian Day. Eyewitness News reporter Shayla Girardin joins us live at Dodger Stadium with a brand new interview. Shayla.
Yes, Kershaw spoke with the LA Times just yesterday saying he does not agree with the Dodgers' decision to support the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. He also went on to say, though, that he does support the upcoming Faith and Family Night. Now, in that interview with the LA Times yesterday, Kershaw explained that he doesn't agree with any group that makes fun of other people's religions. He said it has nothing to do with the LGBTQ community or pride, simply that the group was making fun of a religion. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are a non-profit organization that's very active in the LGBTQ.
Look at that. And somebody please tell me that's normal. Because if you think this is normal, you're insane. You notice how they all look like demons? You ever see the old movies in the 80s and all that? You had these killer clowns that demonic possessed, like the movie It, right? They like this crazy demonic look. They got makeup on them like a clown, right? Look, that's the same thing.
Plus community. The group also dresses in drag as nuns. In light of recent events, Kershaw asked the Dodgers to expedite his announcement to relaunch the Christian Faith and Family Night. The day was an annual event before the pandemic. He says there were tentative plans to bring it back this year, but the sudden announcement was sped up in response to the Dodgers' decision to highlight the sisters. In the interview, he says in part, I don't agree with making fun of other people's religions. We felt like the best thing to do in response was, instead of making a statement condemning or anything like that, would be to just instead try to show what we do support as opposed to what we don't. Now, Kershaw says he is not planning to boycott the Pride Night. That is set for June 16th, and that is when the Dodgers are set to honor the sisters. That Faith and Family Night, that is...
Oh, man. We want to go to a ball game to watch baseball, right? Throw the ball, hit the ball, catch the ball, right? We don't want to go there to learn about your sexual disgustness. Or so you a bunch of pansies run around in dresses and like look like killer clowns from the movie It. Unreal, man. And yeah, so check this out, right? This is the Mrs. Institute says that trans rights mean trans entitlements and the end of a civil society. So a civil society is a community of individuals who are linked together by common interests and activities. Common interests include being able to walk the streets safely and peacefully, and exercise such as rights as freedom of speech, individual freedom, and these shared interests allow common activity to flourish, including commerce and education of children. So this long statement, they're trying to make a point that still to this day, the common, because you literally go talk to anybody on the street, right? 99 out of 100 people are going to tell you, yeah, we don't agree with the stuff being shoved down our throats, right? And you can clearly see it. The forums and everything else said it's overwhelming that people are against the stuff, right? So, because we got the small group of minority, right? And even within the LGBT, here's the thing too, even people in the LGBT, right? They don't agree with it either. I don't know how many comments are seen by gay people. A guy goes, I'm gay, or a woman says, I'm gay. But I don't agree with them doing this to children. They should leave the children out of it. But you got a very small percent within that group, right, who push it on kids, right? And the media runs wild with the politicians do too. As if there's some kind of a force to be reckoned with. They're not. Because, again, many, many gay people do not support the stuff to do with children. One gay person told me, he's like, listen, I'm gay, but I don't rub it down nobody's throat, and especially should not be around kids. And he's talking about the pride parade should not be there either, right? Gay people said this. Kids should not be at pride parades. And I really think because, actually, let me see if I can get that. This is disgusting, man. Where is that? Is that on Facebook? Yeah, hang on a second, guys. This is horrific, it really is. And I'm not gonna show the whole thing, but right here, this is it's a pride parade here. Look at that filth right there. And that's a little girl right there. Look, that's a little girl right there. The parents like holding a flag, petting the guy like when people think they're dogs or something. And I'm not going to show the rest. It's just utterly disgusting. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Look how they mock Jesus. Look at that. But we're not supposed to say something. They sit there and openly mock Jesus, but you say something against them, you get called a bigot and everything else. They're not going to be mocking Jesus. Look, this is the reality of this. I don't want to show this, but this is the reality of what they do. But we're not supposed to say nothing. They're saying Jesus was a drag. They blaspheme Jesus constantly. And look what the kids have. But we're not supposed to say nothing, right? Yeah, you're a bigot if you say something. It's unreal. And so we're going to switch gears here, and because this is making me really angry. You got that right, Joanne. She put 3 fire signs. I know exactly what you talk about, Joanne. Yeah, that's where those people are going to go. That's for sure. Imagine sitting there just openly, okay? Just openly. Yeah, literally just spitting in the face of Jesus Christ. That's what you're doing. You know, here's the thing, like I said earlier, too. This going on right here, right? Just 50 years ago in this country. Maybe 40 and before, right? You know what will happen to these people? Yeah. People will rush that stage and beat the snot out of those people. That's nothing compared to what Jesus is going to do to these people. And I understand that anybody can be saved, and I pray that they get saved. But until then, these people are demons. And yes, the Lord could work through them to save them too. And they could come to the cross and repent from their sins. But until then, that's demonic. It really is. So switching gears, pro-lifers viciously attacked while outside counseling outside Planned Parenthood. A 73-year-old Mark Crosby suffered a fracture plate bone in his right cheek and will have to have his eye orbit replaced with metal, according to pro-life. That's what they did to the guy. Wasn't causing no harm. He's out there protesting, and the pro-abortionist people beat the snot out of him. Didn't do nothing wrong. That was Baltimore, Maryland, at a Planned Parenthood. You know, it's one thing I pray when Jesus comes back, before he starts like ripping things apart, I would like him to go step on every Planned Parenthood building, just squash it right to the ground, and all the doctors in it. All the people in it that are murdering babies, oh man, you have no idea how bad I pray for him to crumble those buildings. Evil, that's just pure demonic energies that are coming out of that building, you know? But they beat the snot out of this pro-lifer. It's crazy, man. So yeah, before we get any further, guys, too, I wanted to explain too, let me see, we're running out of time. So we've got a few more articles to talk about, show you some UFO videos, whatever the case. But I wanted to also tell people, too, here's the thing, right? These shows we do all the time, you know, the Spiritual Warfare Show, the Nicey TV shows and all that stuff. The people in the chat room, guys, I've been noticing a pattern going on. And this is very dangerous. And I'm not calling anybody out or anything like that. But this is very dangerous what's going on, right? So basically in the chat, everybody gets to know each other, right? So people create different Facebook groups and all this stuff, right? And then all of a sudden they start creating cliques, like groups, but you know, they call them cliques, right? Then the rumors start floating around. Oh, watch out for that one. This one, he or she's into this, right? And back and forth, right? They join these groups, right? Then they get kicked out of the group and they talk crap about the other one. This is going on. We're all supposed to be believers of God, all of us, right? And I've been noticing almost every one of these groups, because they always invite me to the groups, right? And I see that the spy is going on. There's always snakes in these groups, right, that cause division. And I'm sure almost everybody you guys can understand what I'm talking about, because we're all part of some groups in the chat room, right? So I try to be neutral. And I'll join this group, and even though this group's talking smack about this group, or that one, I don't want to get involved with that stuff, right? Then they try to involve me with it to say, well, you got to watch out for this group because I don't care. Don't bother me with this crap. I don't have time for it. You know what I mean? So I'm just warning people, don't get too involved with groups. Nothing wrong with joining them, fellowship, and that's what you're supposed to do, right? But when they start talking, you know, rumors start going around and gossip and all that, that's when you need to go click, leave group, see ya, bang. It's just like that. Don't get caught in these cliques. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because I've been seeing it all for a while now, and I've been wanting to say something, and I'm going to bring it up Friday night too, but I've been wanting to say something about it. But guys, watch with these groups, because there's always a snake in the grass. They do this purposely. Now, I'm not saying the person who created the group is like that. No. They'll infiltrate groups or whatever the case, they'll create their own, and they'll draw people over to them. Like it was that Deliverance Ministry guy, I forgot who was doing that. He was on my show in the chat room, right? He was, what the heck's his name? Valerie, you know his name, right? The guy from, he called himself Deliverance Ministry or something like that. Eli or something like that. Anyway, he was, watched our shows all the time in the chat room. And drew people into his group, right? Then he created this, literally, it's like a cult. For people to move out there and stuff to join his group and all that. And he was like far off, unbiblical. But you get this a lot, okay? These people, they draw people into their groups, Facebook page groups and all that stuff, and the chat room. So, you know what I mean? So be careful, guys. I'm not telling you what to do, whatever the case. It's just try to stay neutral. That's all. And if you see gossip and stuff going on, that's time to say, guys, love you all, God bless, and hit leave group. Do that, because you don't want to be dragged into the drama. You don't. And it's sad to say this goes on within our community. We're supposed to be preachers of the word. We're supposed to be people of God, right? But I'm seeing this going on all the time in all these groups. The Facebook chat groups, that's the big ones right there. Tim, you know what I'm talking about, Tim Morgan. He exactly knows what I'm talking about, a couple of different people. So, just be careful, guys, with these Facebook groups. That's all I have to say. And I'll have a little bit more Friday on the stuff. So anyway, getting back to the news here. We don't have much time left. So the Rockefeller Foundation partners with the World Health Organization to coordinate future, and I don't want to say it, scamdemics and climate change. And they're going to use $5 million investment to accelerate priorities project of the World Health Organization hub of right there, scamdemic. Intelligence to drive global collaboration with genomic surveillance, adoption of data tools for pathogen detection and assessments of climate aggravated outbreak threats, whatever. So the Rockefeller Foundation, okay, they're joining forces with these people. And I didn't, I don't want to spend too much time on it because it talks a lot about stuff that would trigger the algorithms here on YouTube, especially when it comes to this stuff. So, yeah. The Rockefeller Foundation, literally terrorists. That's what they are. And the World Health Organization, anything to the World Health Organization, the UN and all that. These people are evil as they come. They're not out for the benefits of humanity. And they promote the fraud global warming. That's what it is. Complete fraud. Climate, then they go to climate change. When it's hot, they say global warming. When it's cold, record cold, they'll call climate change. They can't make up their mind. The sea levels are rising. No, really. It's like, oh, yeah. Anybody's grown up on the coast knows the sea levels are not rising. Yeah, like I brought up last week, Plymouth Rock, right? The rock's been there since 1600s. Don't you think it would have been underwater by now? Makes no sense, man. And they know it, too. They know it's a scam. And what they're trying to do, because they know God is reigning his judgment here. He said that these things would happen because it's prophecy, right? So what they're trying to do is then they'll eventually say, oh, God's doing this. When we talk about the aliens and all that, the fallen angels are going to tell people that he's a bad alien, whatever. He's the one destroying the earth. They'll come up with stuff like that eventually, you know what I mean? But they'll say it's due to him. And no, it's him changing things. And no, there's no man-made climate change. God is not going to let his people destroy the world that he built. And the Bible does say there will never be a flood again, right? They're trying to say, half the country's going to be underwater by 2030. They've been saying that for decades. And the dates come and go, and here we are still. God is not going to let them do that. And they know it's not going to happen. The next destruction of this world is going to be by fire. And that's going to be from the hand of God when he cleanses this earth. After we're all taken by Jesus, after all the wicked thrown into the lake of fire, then he cleanses the entire world. Okay, the hell itself too, Sheol and all, it's all thrown in the lake of fire as well. Then he cleanses the entire world with fire to get rid of all the sin and everything. So backlash to ESG groups score a big win in insurers built with zero group. And I got to speed up here. So ESG is a social credit score. So the backlash to social credit scores is a big win to insurers. They quit net zero group. So the net zero group basically, it's an anti-social credit movement. Has scored its first major victory after the world's biggest climate alliance for insurers started hemorrhaging members intimidated by U.S. Republican Party threats to sue them for alleged antitrust violations. So this is a big victory. And I know it sounds like alien to some people, but they're trying to push the Chinese social credit scores here in America. So basically what they'll do, how does that work? A social credit score is basically they monitor everything you do. You oppose global warming, you oppose LGBT, something like that, your score goes down and down and down and down. And if you got a low enough score when they push this through, you're not even going to be able to travel. They're going to shut restrictions, they're going to put major restrictions on you if you have low credit. They're doing this in China already. They want to do that here, the socialist people. And the Republican Party, I'm not a Republican, but at least they're fighting against this. But they scored a big victory against us with the net zero group. They'll try to push a social credit score for insurers. In other words, we're not going to insure you because you put on Facebook you supported Trump. It's that ridiculous, it really is. And if they ever took control of this country, okay, with the social credit system, yeah, you won't be able to work because God forbid you put Biden sucks, right, on your Facebook or Twitter or something like that, or they found out that you went to an anti-Biden rally, right? Oh, yeah. Or if you don't agree with the LGBTQ, oh, you're a traditional straight person, right? Yeah. Oh, we're going to lower your credit score. That's what they're trying to do. So I'm going to focus more on this next week to get more details about this, yeah. But the Department of Homeland Security intensifies targeting of right-wing extremists. The propaganda would be laughable if it wasn't so dangerous, right? So Homeland Security's at it again, racking up the rhetoric against the right-wing extremists, quote unquote. And a newly released report, the actual report cites extremists adhering to a range of ideologies, but CBS and other established media automatically translated into right-wing extremists. So the news, works for the feds. Operation Mockingbird, right? Yeah. CIA-controlled media, right? Is saying, no, it's a right-wing extremist. So they're literally gaslighting people. So it's
Department of Homeland Security is warning of a potential troubling escalation in tactics from right-wing extremists. Catherine Herridge has more on this, and she joins us from Washington. Catherine, we understand the power grid could be a target?
Good morning. According to the intelligence report obtained by CBS News, these groups have developed credible and specific plans to attack the power grid since at least 2020 as a way to disrupt the country and the ability of government to operate. The report warns extremists adhering to a range of ideologies will likely continue to plot and encourage physical attacks against power networks, which include more than 6,400 plants and nearly 500,000 miles of high-voltage lines. While the bulletin emphasized small-scale attacks are unlikely to cause widespread power loss, it may cause disruption to critical infrastructure like hospitals and police departments. Homeland Security noted several indicators, including online chatter. While the report does not suggest an imminent threat, the Homeland Security Secretary has warned lone wolf actors and small bands of extremists are among the greatest domestic threat because they are hard to detect, disrupt, and can mobilize quickly.
Department of Home.
So you see what they're doing now? So we've been talking about for a while. They're blowing the whistle how government agencies are attacking power plants. They're the ones blowing up the trains and everything else too, right? So this got leaked out, right? That the government's doing this stuff. They're sabotaging their own power plants and our own infrastructure, if you will, of this country, right? We talked about this for a while, right? And even Russia was trying to tell people, the United States government blew up the pipelines. They did. That's been admitted. So what they're doing now, using the media, right, Homeland Security, is they're taking the information that the people already have now they're misconstruing it to say it's right-wing extremists. In other words, patriots. A patriot is not going to go blow up a power plant. A patriot is not going to go destroy things, that's going to affect him and his family and his fellow Americans. That's not in Homeland Security. You need to stick it. Patriots don't do that, and they're not right-wing extremists. You people are the ones doing this stuff. You people are the terrorists, not them. Because look what the president's doing. He's weaponizing the FBI, weaponizing Homeland Security. Then now they're turning around to say, it's the right-wing extremists that are going to blow up power. No, they're not going to do that. And the ones that look like ones that FBI plants, that's what they are. They dress up as right-wing extremists or whatever the case and to make it look like it. No, it's an inside job. The feds are the ones blowing up power plants. These people are sick, evil people, man. And speaking of that, I got a person coming on next week from January 6th. He's in prison right now, and he's going to be joining me on the show to tell you the horror that he's been through with the FBI. For the last 2 years, he was in solitary confinement 2 years in a row. For 2 years. Getting beat up, broke his eye sockets and everything else. And he's in federal prison still right now, but he's going to be joining us on the show. I don't know if it's going to be this one or we'll have to pre-record it because he could only talk early in the day, but he's going to be joining us. He's in prison with my cousin right now. Wait till you hear the horrors that the FBI literally weaponizing the FBI and all that to go after patriots and waving flags at the Capitol building. But Homeland Security, the other ones who are the terrorists. It's not right-wing extremists going to blow things up like that. It's you people. Because you can use the media. You can weaponize the media against us. You can weaponize the media to say, the media warned us that the right-wingers would do this. So when they do blow up power plants, right, half the people are going to think it's right-wing extremists. When it's, in actuality, it's Homeland Security or some kind of a government agent like the CIA or the FBI doing it. Just like January 6th. They're the ones who caused the riot. FBI agents dressed as Trump supporters and Antifa. But they don't go after no Black Lives Matter who destroyed half the country. Killed cops, attacked federal agents. Nope. And when they went to the White House, right, they destroyed the front lawn of the White House. Well, no indictments, no arrests. But yet you went to the Capitol building waving a flag. Oh, we're going to come arrest you. My friend Chase, he went to jail for 2 years because he allegedly broke a CNN camera. Unreal, man. So Chicago descends deeper into dystopia as armed robbers target 48 victims this weekend. So you heard about that big mass shooting in Florida, right? I don't got that article, but it was a mass shooting in Florida. Shooting in Florida. So 9 people, including 4 minors, were wounded, right? There was a gang shootout. So a couple gangbangers, long story short, they got to a shootout, right? And there's in Hollywood, Florida, right? And there's the Dougs there. But you notice how the media is not really highlighting it because they're not white people. And I'm not race baiting at all. Does anybody of any color that shoots other people are just discussing? But there was a gang fight, and during the crossfire, 9 people got injured, right? So you think that's bad. And they'll call this a mass shooting. It's not really a mass shooting, but they'll call it that to hype it up, to push gun control, right? But yet, the same people who do that, right? They won't. Notice how you never see this on CNN or MSNBC? This is normal, okay, in Chicago. Through the entire summer. Because Chicago is one of the strictest gun control cities in the entire country. This is normal. Wait till you see the 4th of July weekend. 48 people by armed robbers. Look at the armed robber right there. And guess what? In Chicago, you can't own a gun without pulling special privileges. So if you're a homeowner, right, you can't own a gun to defend your property because of gun laws. But those gun laws certainly don't apply to criminals that break the law every day. And any law against the Second Amendment is unconstitutional in the first place. So shocking home surveillance camera footage shows a group of armed thugs robbed 2 residents who stood outside their homes. And they couldn't do nothing at all. Because the laws in Chicago prevent them from even owning a gun half the time. That's what gun control does. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this here. This is what gun control does. 48 people. This makes any mass shooting look like a walk in the park. This is normal, okay? You should see the amount of people. This website here, heyjackass.com, it shows all the people like in Chicago, focus on Chicago, right? Look. Year to date since January, right? In the city of Chicago, right? A total of 1,119 people were shot. That's more than a war. You don't get that. Most wars, I don't get that much lately. This is because of gun control. But yet, 4 or 5 people get shot in Florida, right? Which is horrible. They'll say it's all, because it's a right-wing state and all that stuff. No, it was gangbangers who were shooting, not law-abiding citizens. But you'll never see this on the media. Nope. 1,100 people, okay, in the city of Chicago this year. And what is it? We're going into June. 6 months into the new year, 1,100 people shot in Chicago. Where the law-abiding citizens can't defend themselves. And the cops, if they do something too half the time, they get in trouble and fired. So this is what gun control does. It kills. So if anybody had even the slightest thing, you know what, we should give up our guns to keep the kids safe. Well, all right, ask the mothers in Chicago, the single mothers who walk their kids home to school and everything, who get caught in crossfire from gangbangers, get raped right in front of the kids and everything else. Ask them how gun control works. It doesn't. So I'm going to get to this other, I'm going to save that for next week. But I'll just show you, it was kind of cool because it says hikers discover hidden tomb on mountaintop. They turn pale after they see what's inside. So there's a tomb they've discovered on the mountaintop. I really wanted to get into this, but I don't have time. It's pretty cool though. Just, break from the typical subjects here. So some of the pictures there. I'd be like a kid in a candy store if I phone that. That's awesome. And of course, they want to show everything, but yeah. 1886, somebody carved into the wall. I'll try to get back to this next week. And this is something else here. Oh, yeah, there's a tomb. Actually, yeah, there's skeletons they found in the tomb. I wonder how big those skeletons were. So I got to move on, guys. So I just want to show you a couple of these videos here. So this one here, I don't know what to make of it, and just want to see what you guys think here. The cop pulled somebody over. It looks like he literally got melted or zapped or something. I don't know how authentic this video is. So I just want to switch gears here to this UFO stuff. Looks like this big bright light burned this cop to death or something. Oh, that's crazy. So I don't know if you guys, I mean, is this real or not? I mean, like, I'm not, I never doubt this stuff could happen or would happen because of the ancient alien technology, the demon technology, right? That could do that. They have weapons like that, and I really believe they do. But sometimes people make videos just for fun of it, whatever. But yeah, this one here is allegedly this guy talking to a gray. So again, I don't know if these videos are credible or whatever the case, but yeah, even if it is, it's not going to discount the fact, the reality that these things do exist. And the Bible calls these things unclean spirits. They're not from other planets. They're unclean spirits. They're the byproduct of Nephilim. That's what they are. Tim says he's in 6th gear. Sorry for all the pop-ups here. This here, in the sky here. So it's kind of crazy. I don't know where this was. But the thing is, I don't know if this video is real or not, but the thing is people are seeing these things all over the place. So I would not doubt at all. And like the Bible says, we wrestle not against flesh, but up against principalities and powers of darkness in high places. So look at this lunatic here, right? Where's the mute button? Hang on a second. This influencer, it's a social media influencer, brags about her microchip implant, and they quickly change.
Ever. This chip is a powerhouse. It's got everything I need. A credit card, my ID, my medical info, and even my keys. And when it's time for groceries, you just tap your wrist and bam! Transaction done. It's like magic. In a medical emergency, it can save my life. Experts can easily identify me and my medical history. I feel like a sci-fi character and I'm loving it. This amazing chip is totally free. That's right, no more digging into your pockets. And the best part, the surgery is quick. They'll give you a cookie afterwards.
Sponsored by the World Economic Forum and the globalists that want to control people on every continent. That's just creepy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Yuval Noah Harari, who once said, humans are hackable animals. He doesn't believe in God, obviously, and he believes that, we are just passing through space, I guess, but he believes that governments need to access.
So yeah, you've seen this insanity, right? And we talked about this all the time. That microchip is going to be the physical aspect of the mark of the beast. And now notice how she pointed out, right? And they don't hide the stuff no more. They don't. Hang on a second.
It can save my life. I need a credit card, my ID, my medical info, and even my keys.
Whoops, let me get to this. Just want to point this out. So if you look here, right, and you got these chips hold your credit card information, your ID. That's why they're pushing digital IDs. That's why they're pushing digital currency and digital healthcare. Yeah, everything, and you can access your house and office and everything else all on that one chip. Because this will be the physical mark of the beast. And it's going to be in your right hand or in your forehead. Just like the World Economic Forum says, just like the Rockefeller stated years ago, decades ago, how they want to microchip everybody on the planet. In the right hand or the forehead, they're not hiding it. And what does the Bible say? In the right hand or in the, not on. The King James and older all say in. Big difference. Yeah, it's not a coincidence. I mean, you won't not be able to function in the beast society without that mark. You couldn't even start your car at the time. That's why they're pushing the electric cars. You won't be able to buy nothing. Even you could walk into a store with a bar of gold that's worth like $300,000. They wouldn't be able to take it without the digital currency. You can walk, hey, I got $1 million on my Bitcoin. So what? We can't take it. When it comes to finances, these people know what they're doing. They got generation after generations behind their belts. So this is what the physical aspect of the mark of the beast. There's a physical and a spiritual. The spiritual is taking allegiance, worship in the beast. And Friday we're going to talk a little bit about this. So the image of the beast, right? The image of the beast is going to be AI. That's where the beast comes to life. And yeah, I'm not saying the Antichrist is going to be AI, but he's going to control all that. We're going to get into it Friday, but yeah, that's what you're looking at, guys. And they're promoting this everywhere. It's in Australia, many countries, Sweden especially, they're promoting it. It's like this next best thing. Talk shows are promoting it. Oh, yeah, it's so great. It'd be great. Nobody can rob you and all that stuff. And everything, you don't even have to carry nothing but a cell phone. And everything's going to be on that chip. You don't have to worry about nothing, losing your wallet or IDs or anything. And again, there's the mark of the beast is many components behind it. Many components that make the mark of the beast. It's a digital ID. That's one component, right? A digital healthcare system is the second component. A digital currency, the CBDC, that's another component. And, like your passwords and keys and all that with electronic things, all that into one. So basically, you get out of the line, right? Guess what? They shut your chip off. You can't even get in your home. You can't start your car. You can't even go to work. Even if you walk there, you won't be able to get in. And the system won't let you work. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to go to the store and get something to eat. Nope, you can't do that either. You're completely shut down from society. And the Bible warns us about this stuff, guys. It's very detailed of what the mark of the beast is. And it's pushed by the Antichrist. It's not. There's no mark of the beast here yet, like as the actual mark of the beast. It's pushed by the Antichrist. I got the big arguments with people, so-called ministers, that try to say that the jab was the mark of the beast. No, not even close. It's a precursor. We went over this 1,000,000 times, and I'm not going to get into it. And this is exactly what the system of the mark of the beast is. The components have to be in place to make the mark of the beast. And the thing is, the elite are saying this. I remember when I was decades ago when I first started getting into this stuff, right? I read their memoir saying what they're going to do. Happens to match with the Bible, because the Bible says know your enemy, right? So you can't know what the mark of the beast is unless you know the enemy, because they're the ones pushing it. It's the Antichrist's mark. So therefore, if you want the information, you go to the source to get it, what they're going to push. The Bible tells us to do these things, to know the deeds of evil and expose it. So coming up Friday, Demon in the Machine, AI in the Beast System. So I'm going to put this in the chat room here. That's going to be a show Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Me, Brian Reese, and Trey Harris. We're going to be rocking this thing. We're going to talk a lot about this stuff, guys. Artificial intelligence and how demons could actually possess this stuff. And guys, we got a Ko-Fi site's a donation page in the chat room. If you want to help support this operation and our ministry and all that stuff, all the money goes into all the equipment and everything else and our streaming. And even though we haven't been on Rumble in a while, but might start doing the show back on Rumble again. So it goes into all the stuff that you see here and everything else. And yeah, all the stuff Brian does too. the trailers and all that stuff. Because we have to pay for the programs, we have to pay for everything, literally, and subscriptions, and I got so many subscriptions for different things like the phone service and all that. So it adds up quick. It's crazy, man. So that's why we have a donation page. So the link is posted in the chat room, and it's also in the description. We also got a Venmo, PayPal, and a CashApp. So we got several different ways to promote this operation. And, thank you all who do support us financially. But the best way to support us is spiritually. That's praying for us. That's number one, most important, is to pray for us. And there's links in the chat room, guys. So, hang on a second. So I get the PayPal one up. Try to support us, praying for us. That's number one, beyond anything. Praying for us, that's number one. And that's... because we know the Lord's going to provide either way, so because we pay for rent in the studio here and everything else. So, but thank you guys for joining us on the show. So we're going to see you Friday, and I want to get into my slides here. I'll wait till next week, but there's quotes by JFK about how important gun rights are. And I'll lead out with this. 2 Timothy 3, 1-5 says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, dispersers of those that are good, traitors, heed-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having the form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such things turn away." And this is the end times it's talking about, right? And if you notice today, man, everything's backwards. It really is. They're calling you evil because you don't agree with them, want to cut off your kid's penis. And the Bible says in Isaiah 5:20, "Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness before light and light before darkness, and bitter for sweet and sweet before bitterness. Woe to you." So when you hear "woe," okay, that's God warning you. There's going to be severe consequences. Severe consequences to the people who do this. And that's what the world's doing today. They're saying, you having a traditional family, that's evil. You should be married to a transgender. That's what they're doing today, guys. And I'm telling you what, don't be surprised, okay? That you're going to find out one day one of these pride parades. Remember the video of them mocking Jesus? Yeah. Remember what happened in Brazil not too long ago? Where they had that big parade kicking Jesus all over the street, right? Satan kicking him, all that, people celebrating it, right? The next day happened. A massive flood coming, just wiped out that part of Brazil. Don't be surprised this month of June, okay, that one of these big parades is going to be sitting there mocking our Savior. And don't be surprised something supernatural happens. And you're going to hear in the news, they'll probably blame right-wing extremists or something, whatever, but you're going to hear in the news that like 1,000 of these people died from this flood or whatever happened, lightning storms or something. Don't be surprised because God's starting to show himself. Look what he's been doing at Mecca for the last couple of years during Ramadan. The locusts, the lightning, the severe thunderstorms and flooding. He did the Brazil, and he's doing it all over the place. Right? He's starting to show his wrath. He's getting angry, very angry. And woe to those people. And woe to the inhabitants of the earth. That's what I have to say. You're going to start seeing these things come out big time. And does anybody want to see death and all? No. But, you know what? You cross the Father. That's the least that's going to happen to you. Because you're going to go be to a place called hell, right? Then after judgment, when you stand before the Creator, you're going to go take a big trip to the lake of fire after that. And you better repent now. And if you're out there and you serve evil, you want to be part of evil, well, you're going to get evil. You don't know what evil is. You don't know what hell is. God's going to show you what real hell is. Especially for all you people out there who serve evil. Yeah, you think you know what hell is? You have no clue. You have no clue what kind of hell that's going to come upon you when Jesus returns. He's bringing hell itself upon you. He's coming back with a sword. He's not coming back to make peace with the fake Antichrist. He's coming back with a sword to kick some ever-living butt. And it's not even going to be funny. It's going to be a slaughter. You want to sit there and mock the Creator? You want to sit there and brutalize children? I mean, you want to sit there and do all this stuff to kids and you think you're going to get away with it? Just because the politicians support you? Just because of the media supports you and all that, you think you're going to get away with it? No. You got to pay the piper. And I'm warning every governor out there, the president, congressman, I don't care who you think you are, FBI agents, okay, or whoever you are in the government, okay, you think you're invincible and unstoppable? You have no idea what kind of hell is coming your way. God is going to cut your ass down hard. Let that be known. Let that be known, and that's not even an understatement. I mean, that's an understatement. I mean, and yeah, you people are in big trouble. And we know God's already won, but we have to go through the motions, yeah. So, guys, don't let any of this stuff stress you out at all. Don't let it stress you out. Don't let it get you frustrated. And it gets me angry, yeah, because of kids. But you know what? In the end, okay, we know who wins this. Because here's the thing: people say, why does God do this? Well, let's understand God's philosophy. Why does God allow all this stuff to happen? All these kids getting murdered every day from Planned Parenthood, raped and everything. Why does God allow this? Well, here's the thing, and all the evil that's going on too. Well, the way God works, right? He wants evil to get a full head of steam. He wants them to keep getting forward, and getting powerful, more powerful, and to the brink, to the very pinnacle that they could be, right? And that's when he pulls the rug from underneath your feet. He knocks that ladder right underneath you. And that's when you fall, and you fall hard permanently, right? Remember, we'll use Palestine, for instance, right? With Dagon. Remember with Samson? Samson was a warrior for God, right? And that Dagon statue kept falling and all that stuff when they had the ark in it and all that stuff. So anyway, it came to a point, right, where they caught Samson. They had him in the temple of Dagon, right? They had all the top people in that one giant temple, right? And they were celebrating because all the times before that, right, God's having victory over Dagon. Remember I said with the Ark of the Covenant and the statue of Dagon kept falling and all that stuff, and they got rid of the Ark of the Covenant to get it out of there because God kept winning. So what happens when they captured Samson, right? You know the story of Samson and everything else. So when they had Samson chained to the pillars of the temple, right? He had his hair cut off, blind. They poked his eyes out and everything, right? They did that purposely to mock not Samson directly, but to mock our Creator. And he was right in the temple of Dagon, right? And they're sitting there celebrating, like they are victorious. We have defeated the God of Israel. Our God, Dagon's most powerful. And they're celebrating. They have all kinds of disgusting orgies and that. They're just a giant party going on, right? Because they finally overcome the God of Israel, right? So God allows this to happen, right? And to the point that they feel invincible. Nobody can stop me. And all of a sudden, beep, just like that. And God gave Samson the strength. And Samson crumbled those pillars and then the whole place collapsed and killed everybody. Just like that. So don't think evil's invincible because they're not. And if you're evil out there, don't think you're invincible because you're not. You might be invincible now, it seems so, right? But it's going to come that one day when you're standing at the pinnacle of your career, right? The pinnacle of your power. Then that's when God's going to pull the rug from you. So don't be too cocky. And actually, no, I want you to be cocky. I want you to be cocky. I want you to be full head of steam to feel invincible. I want you to do that because our Creator is going to show you something. Yeah. And I feel bad for you. I actually don't feel bad for you. You need to turn to Christ. That's what you need to do before it's too late. So, all right, guys. So thank you all for tuning in the show. And thank you, Harold, for moderating the chat room. And, yeah, the Dagon fish hat, Bill, yeah. The Pope's Dagon fish hat. That's today's temple of Dagon. Repent hard with all your might. Yeah, that's what you need to do. God bless you, Harold, too. And we live in the spirit and not in the world, and we above and have dominion. Amen, Tim. And amen, Swamp Light. So, all right, guys, we'll see you Friday on 10 p.m. Eastern this week. I got a wrestling show earlier that night, so we start at 9, but... So we'll see you at 10 p.m. Eastern. We got the link already posted in, let me put this in the chat one more time. So here's the show one more time, guys. So if you guys want to, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel, guys. And What's up, Armando? Armando, let's see. So yeah, there's a link right there, guys. Go subscribe to it, and it's on the channel here anyway. So, all right, love you all. God bless, shalom, and remember, you are the resistance against evil. Declaring war on the New World Order. TruthRadioShow.com.